Part 55. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 541. Soon Yechen arrived at Luo Hongjian's side, and the life system quickly entered Luo Hongjian's body. Husband, the recognition of the master has begun. It seems to be going well. Luo Hongjian smiled. This 9-star life system is very satisfied with Luo Hongjian, the new owner. The original owner wasted hundreds of billions of years to reach the level of 4-star immortality. In addition, the situation is critical now, and this 9-star life system does not want to fall into the hands of Tegumen. How can it be unpleasant to recognize the Lord? Hongjian, after I leave, this place will be left to you. Yechen said solemnly. Luo Hongjian nodded. Husband, don't worry. It turns out that what I am worried about is that if the enemy continues to attack, we may not be able to sustain it. Now that we have this 9-star life system, this aspect is much better. Yechen nodded slightly. With the acceleration of tens of millions of times, the system recognizes the master very quickly. When Yechen arrived here for a day, the life system had completed its preliminary recognition of its master. Wives, protect yourselves. Yechen said in a deep voice. After he finished speaking, his figure disappeared and he teleported back to Hongmeng realm. The place where Tegumen is now is not too far from the holy demon realm. He noticed space fluctuations. This direction, is Yechen going to be retransported back to Hongmeng universe? Tegumen thought to himself. His spiritual thought instantly entered the realm of saints and demons. He wanted to see if Luo Hongjian and the others were still there. Tegumen's cultivation level is in the late 7-star stage. In this plane, after the increase, he has the strength of a late 8-star. But now in the July universe, his strength is greatly suppressed, and he is only in the late 7-star stage. Luo Hongjian noticed the approach of Tegumen's spiritual thoughts. She has a life system and has a strong ability to sense life. Divine thoughts belong to Tegumen and also contain the power of life. Devouring life. Tegumen's spiritual thoughts contacted Hongjian Palace, and Luo Hongjian immediately used the abilities of his system. Her system is a life system, the most important thing is recovery, but in fact Burning Wood Supreme doesn't know that it has other abilities, and life devouring is one of them. It can swallow the vitality of other living beings. Even an immortal level expert will die if his vitality is devoured to a certain extent. The invisible force immediately entangled Tegumen's spiritual thoughts. Then, following Tegumen's spiritual thoughts, he quickly found Tegumen who was hiding. What the hell? Tegumen was shocked, and he realized that his life force was passing away at a terrifying speed. Immediately Tegumen broke out and moved away as fast as he could. During this process, Tegumen's vitality continued to flow away, but the speed of passing gradually slowed down. 5 minutes passed, and Tegumen finally felt that his life force was no longer being swallowed up. Damn it! Tegumen cursed inwardly. In just 5 minutes, a lot of his life force has been devoured. It will take a lot of time to restore his life force. During this time, he will be much weaker. The strength is reduced by at least 10%. It's really good. Luo Hongjian's eyes showed surprise. Devouring life is very powerful. In 5 minutes, the system devoured a large amount of vitality. This vitality was an extremely pure and powerful force that could help them recover. Only with the devoured vitality can the life system better utilize its abilities. The one who just took action seems to be Luo Hongjian. Luo Hongjian and the others are still here, but Yechen has left. Tegumen thought to himself. He thought about it for a while and left quickly, taking the leader of the underworld with him. In his opinion, it is more important to return to Hongmeng universe and capture Yechen. Luo Hongjian and the others would definitely not dare to leave July universe. In the future, they will come over to adapt to the environment here, and they will have no problem taking down Xuanhuan and the others. A little more than half a day later, Xuanhuan returned to Hongmeng Universe. It only took him half a day to go to July Universe. Now his strength has dropped a bit, and his speed has also dropped. You guys, seal off the entire Hongmeng territory. Whoever dares to escape will die. Xuanhuan said. He arrived at Hongmeng realm and released the leader of the Hades sect. Yes, master. The leader of the Hades sect said respectfully, and they immediately sealed off Hongmeng realm. Xuanhuan arrived inside the Hongmeng territory, and he searched with all his strength on the Hongmeng territory. But Ye Chen had already left Hongmeng realm. Although you can accumulate luck and sign in for better treasures by continuing to stay here, it is too dangerous. Hateful. Xuanhuan spent several hours searching everywhere, but found no trace of Ye Chen. The slight traces left by Ye Chen when he left have dissipated in half a day. Xuanhuan's strength is very strong in the late 8-star stage, but Ye Chen now also has the strength in the middle stage of the 7-star stage. The Brahma Ring, a peak 7-star treasure, is also in Ye Chen's possession. Hongjian Palace and Xiaoliu are naturally at Luo Hongjian's place now. Which of you has a top-notch summoning system? Try to summon Ye Chen. Xuanhuan said solemnly. Among the powerful people from the Underworld sect, 10,000 Realms sect, and other forces, there are indeed some who have a summoning system. Not one or two. But the strongest summoning system is the 6-star immortal level. Call. Xuanhuan ordered, and all the strong men with summoning systems stood up, but after they all finished summoning, Ye Chen did not appear at all. Even without a treasure like the Brahma Ring, a 6-star immortal system, it would be difficult to summon Ye Chen, a 7-star immortal strongman. Xuanhuan and the others are still here. Ye Chen muttered in his heart. He is now in the Brahma Ring, quite far away from the Hongmeng universe. But just now he sensed a faint summoning power. Ignoring it, Ye Chen continued to practice silently. The time treasure he is using now is another time treasure, and the time cube Luo Hongjian and the others are holding it. In addition, Ye Chen also left a lot of training resources for Luo Hongjian and the others. Hongjian Palace is powerful, Xiaolu and Tongtian Sword Bamboo are also powerful. The training environment in Hongjian Palace is very good now, and Luo Hongjian and the others can still improve quickly. As time passed, Xuanhuan took the leader of the underworld cult and others to many places in the Hongmeng universe, but they did not find the hidden Ye Chen. The Brahma Ring is a treasure of the 7-star peak level, and it is also a treasure that is specially designed to hide its aura. In terms of finding Ye Chen, the leader of the dark cult and his people can't help at all. Even if they get close to Ye Chen, it is unlikely that they will find Ye Chen. If Xuanhuan gets close, he can find Ye Chen. But the Hongmeng universe is so huge, and the chance that Xuanhuan will find Ye Chen is very low. 2 or 3 months have passed, and Xuanhuan and his people still have nothing. Master, I think it's better for us to look for it from the July universe. Or, let's blow up the July universe directly from the outside. Ye Chen may not be in the Hongmeng universe now. The leader of the dark cult suggested. Xuanhuan thought for a while and nodded slightly. Okay, let's catch Luo Hongjian and the others first. It would be best if Ye Chen could be captured directly. If he can't, Xuanhuan can only choose to settle for the next best thing. The next day, Xuanhuan and his people returned to the July universe. Luo Hongjian and the others did not notice that Xuanhuan and his people had returned. Half a year has passed. The underworld cult leader and his numerous strong men have adapted to the environment of the July universe. With the help of Xuanhuan, the underworld cult leader and his numerous strong men can directly break through the limits of the July universe, and their strength can be fully exerted. Xuanhuan himself also has the strength of the late 8 stars in the July universe. Luo Hongjian, surrender, you still have a way to survive if you surrender. The voice of the underworld cult leader spread to the Hongjian Palace. Tegumen and the underworld cult leader and their numerous strong men surrounded the Xuanhuan Palace. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 542. In Xuanhuan Palace, Luo Xuanhuan and the others suspended their training. Hall Master, you should have adapted to the environment, right? Pay attention to defense. Luo Xuanhuan sent a message to Hongmeng Supreme. Hongmeng Supreme and more than 200 powerful people were also in the Xuanhuan Palace, but all of their powerful people were concentrated in areas outside the Xuanhuan Palace. Hongmeng Supreme said quickly, "Friend Xuanhuan, we have adapted to the environment, and we have made arrangements for everyone to always pay attention to the enemy's attacks. By the way, fellow Daoist Xuanhuan, this palace master should be handed over to fellow Daoist Xuanhuan." Luo Xuanhuan sent a message, "Let's wait until my husband comes back and we'll talk about it then." Okay. Outside the Xuanhuan Palace, the leader of the Hades sect was annoyed, but Luo Xuanhuan still didn't respond. "Attention everyone, attack. Target Xuanhuan Palace." The leader of the Hades cult said solemnly. In the next second, countless attacks fell on Xuanhuan Palace crazily. Most of these attacks are just immortal level attacks, but together they are terrifying. However, most of these attacks cannot actually hit the Xuanhuan Palace. The Xuanhuan Palace now became extremely small. Countless times smaller than the tip of a needle. Stronger people can discover the beauty palace, but characters below the immortal level cannot discover the beauty palace at all. They can only blindly attack this area. Even if there are other powerful experts to guide them, their attack on Xuanhuan Palace will still be biased. There is another problem. Countless attacks converge on a point that is countless times smaller than the tip of a needle. Many of them will actually collide with each other, and many of their forces will cancel each other out. Boom. Even so, the pressure on Xuanhuan Palace is not low. However, Xuanhuan Palace itself has 7-star peak defense, plus the powerful power provided by more than 200 strong men from Hongmeng Palace. Xuanhuan Palace can completely withstand attacks. At this time, Luo Xuanhuan and the other girls have not taken action yet, and neither have Xiaolai or Tongtianjianzu. Adjust your attack. Be careful not to suffer from internal friction. The leader of the Hades sect roared angrily. Under his order, many other strong men gradually adjusted their attacks. The pressure on Xuanhuan Palace was even stronger, and Xiaolai and Tongtianjianzu threw themselves into it. Their late 7-star strength. Their strength is weaker than Luo Xuanhuan and the others who are now at the peak of 7 stars, but they are already very powerful. Useless trash. Tegumen secretly cursed that the leader of the underworld cult and the others could not put too much pressure on Luo Xuanhuan and the others. I now have the strength of a late 8 star. Luo Xuanhuan's system may not be able to detect me, and her system's attacks may not be effective. Tegumen thought to himself. He planned to take action himself. The next second, a hammer appeared in Tegumen's hand. This was the hammer of destruction. Die. Tegumen took action with all his strength, and the plain power containing the will of destruction fell towards the Xuanhuan Palace. In a very short time, the defense of Xuanhuan Palace collapsed. However, behind the defense of Xuanhuan Palace, Hongmeng Supreme and the others still have many layers of defense. In addition, Xiaolai and Tongtianjianzu have also deployed a defense each. These defenses bought about 1/10,000th of a second. For ordinary people, such a small amount of time means nothing. But for top powerhouses like Luo Xuanhuan and the others, this time is enough. Absolute defense. Lu Qianqian instantly used the power of the system to release absolute defense. Found you. Luo Xuanhuan instantly used the power of the system. The moment Tegumen took action, she finally locked onto Tegumen through the power of the system. In half a year, the system's recognition of its master has deepened a lot, and the life-devouring power the system has exploded this time is even stronger. Damn it! Tegumen realized that his life force was being devoured crazily once again. He is stronger now, but his devouring power is also much stronger. The speed at which his life force flows is actually a bit faster than last time. 9-star system. Tegumen instantly received the leader of the Hades cult and the others into his space treasure, and then he took the leader of the Hades cult and the others to escape at an extremely fast speed. This time he was much stronger, and within a minute or two Tegumen escaped from the area where his life force was swallowed up. But in this short period of time, he was still devoured a lot of life force. Sister Hanjian, we didn't find a chance. The plain master Chengran took away all the leaders of the Hades. En Langxiu and the others said. The other 4 girls were just preparing to attack the leader of the Hades. As long as Tegumen doesn't take the leader of the Hades cult away, En Langxiu and the others will gather the leader of the fire cult. They'll come again. Luo Hanjian said in a deep voice. Tegumen must know that the kind of systematic attacks she just did cannot happen often. Sure enough, half an hour later, the leader of the Hades cult came back with a vengeance. The extremely violent attack once again fell on Hanjian Palace. Luo Hanjian and the others participated in the defense. Although Tegumen's attack was extremely terrifying, it was hard to deal with Luo Hanjian and the others. Luo Hanjian and the others now have peak 7-star levels of strength. Tegumen's strength is much stronger than them, but they don't need 6 to join forces. 3 or 4 joint defenses are enough to withstand Tegumen's attack. Palace Master, if you can't hold on any longer, let them rest first. Our defense capabilities are sufficient, and even if some people rest, they can withstand attacks. Luo Hanjian sent a message to Hongmeng Supreme. Friend Hanjian, don't worry, I will make arrangements. Hongmeng Supreme Deo. Even with Tegumen participating in the attack, they were able to hold on securely. Hongmeng Supreme felt relieved. 5 days passed in the blink of an eye. Many of the powerful men attacked by the leader of the Hades were exhausted, but Luo Hanjian and the others were still fine. Luo Hanjian has a life system, and her main ability is recovery. In addition to helping En Langxiu and the others recover, she still has the energy to help Hongmeng Supreme and the others recover. Don't stop. You can't hold on, Luo Hanjian and the others can't hold on even more. Get them, and you will have plenty of time to rest. The leader of the Hades cult said sternly. In order to survive in the future, he knew he had to perform well. However, 10 days have passed and half a month has passed, and the defense of Hanjian Palace is still very stable. Their attacks have been reduced a lot. Stop. Tegumen said solemnly, and he himself stopped taking action. In this situation, he knew that even if he continued, he probably wouldn't be able to succeed. Luo Hanjian, if you don't surrender, all other living beings in the entire July universe will perish. The attack stopped, the leader of the Hades cult said sternly. Luo Hanjian's faint voice came out, we have gathered all the human beings in July universe. For the rest, you can do whatever you want. The leader of the Hades secretly frowned and threatened the creatures of other races, but the effect would be minimal. Master, if we attack outside the July universe, will the effect be better? The leader of the Hades cult said. Tegumen thought for a while and said, try it. If July universe is destroyed, Luo Hanjian and the others will not be able to increase their strength. Soon Tegumen and the others arrived outside July universe. Boom. The leader of the Hades cult and countless powerful men took action, and their violent attacks continued to hit July universe. In an instant, July universe was under extreme pressure. System, release the power of life to help July universe. Luo Hanjian communicated with her system. The extremely powerful life force was released and integrated into the surrounding world. These life forces were obtained from Tegumen. Thanks. The 4 or 5-year-old girl's voice sounded in Luo Hanjian's mind. Luo Hanjian's eyes showed surprise. Could it be that the message just sent to her was from the side of the July universe? Luo Hongjian noticed that the entire July universe was increasing rapidly. Double, triple. 5 times, 10 times. July universe was originally in a period of rapid growth, and the speed of improvement was very fast. Now, in just a few minutes, the speed of improvement has reached 10 times the previous level. Half an hour later, the speed of July universe's improvement reached 100 times that before. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 543. Boom. Thunderous sounds rang out everywhere in the July universe. The attacks of the outside world's strong men had a huge impact on the July universe. But for the time being, Xuanhuan and his men's attacks would not kill the creatures in the July universe. It would have no effect on Luo Hongjian and the others. What happened? It seems that the speed of cultivation has increased a lot. The strange phenomenon of the entire July universe would have frightened the creatures in the July universe. But when they felt that their cultivation was improving a lot faster, they put their fear aside. The July universe was already growing very fast, and now it has increased by hundreds of times. It is normal for the creatures in the July universe to improve faster. But this will not bring much benefit to Luo Hongjian and the others. The cultivation environment in Hongjian Palace is already excellent. With the July universe improving so fast, let's kill all the strong men of the underworld cult that my husband caught earlier. Luo Hongjian said. And Langxiu and the others nodded. It turned out that Ye Chen and his team didn't kill many of the strong men they captured, because July universe couldn't digest them. Now July universe digests them very quickly. Puff. Puff. Soon Luo Hongjian and his team killed some of the strong men they captured. Palace Master, have you captured some enemies? Kill them in July universe. When July universe digests them, July universe can become stronger. Luo Hongjian sent a message to Hongmeng Supreme. Not long after, Hongmeng Supreme and his team also killed many of the strong men they captured. They knew that July universe must hold on to the current situation. If July universe collapses, Luo Hongjian and her team can't survive with their strength, let alone them. Sisters, hurry up and practice. Under the current situation, July universe should be able to hold on, don't worry too much. Luo Hongjian smiled. And Langxiu and her team nodded. Although even if their cultivation is higher, they can only have the strength of the peak of 7 stars in Hongjian Palace, but their cultivation is higher and their ability to continue fighting is stronger. In addition, their cultivation is higher, which can also make July universe stronger. In the Hongmeng universe, Ye Chen opened his eyes. Through the eternal red dust rope, he sensed that Luo Hongjian's emotions were fluctuating greatly at this moment. System, contact Hongjian. Ye Chen said in his mind. He has not used the system's ability in this aspect for quite some time, and he should be able to contact Luo Hongjian. Host, connected. The system said quickly. Ye Chen's voice sounded in Luo Hongjian's mind. Hongjian, what's the situation over there? I feel that you are in a state of great emotional fluctuation at this moment. Luo Hongjian's eyes lit up. Husband, nothing happened, we are fine here. Xuanhuan and others began to attack outside July universe, and July universe held on. In addition, July universe is under strong pressure, and its improvement speed is 100 times faster. Luo Hongjian said. Ye Chen was surprised that July universe's improvement speed was 100 times faster. You know, the original improvement speed of July universe was already super fast. Hongjian, I will deal with more strong men, and then take them to the July universe. Luo Hongjian hurriedly said, Husband, don't, we should be able to hold on for a few years, you can only be teleported to the Hongmeng Mongolian territory, don't fall into the trap. Maybe there has been a powerful trap set up by the plane master over there. Husband, the more you worry about us, the more likely it is that something will happen. The communication with Luo Hongjian was interrupted within 2 minutes. The distance is far, and the July universe is now noisy, so the system communication can only last so long. If it weren't for his current strength and the system's stronger ability, let alone 2 minutes, the communication would not be successful. Hongjian is right, there may be a powerful trap in the Hongmeng Mongolian territory now. If you fall into the trap, it is normal that you can't get out for a while. Ye Chen frowned secretly. The opponent is the plane master, whether it is him or Luo Hongjian, they are facing unprecedented challenges. But this is already very good. How easy is it to challenge the plane master? Ye Chen and his team are now facing Tegumen's attack, at least they can hold their ground for the time being. There are not many strong people around, and now it is not the sign in place, and there is no strong luck accumulated. If I sign in now, I am afraid the effect will be very ordinary. Ye Chen said in his heart. His strength is now in the middle stage of the 7 stars. Even if it is upgraded to the late stage of the 7 stars, there is still a big gap between his strength and Tegumen. For Ye Chen, there is only one way to quickly narrow the gap in strength. Use the system to sign in. The only thing that makes him better than Tegumen is that he has a powerful system. If you want to sign in well, the only way is to swallow more systems. Ye Chen's eyes flashed. He can do this. His current strength in the middle stage of the 7 stars is not a joke. Even the 6-star immortal level strong men on the Hongmeng universe are just scum in front of him. Tegumen is now in the July universe, give it a try. Ye Chen rushed to Chaos Black City at the fastest speed. A large number of strong people gathered in Chaos Black City. There are not as many strong people gathered here as before, but there are still a lot of strong people gathered here. Boom! Ye Chen turned into Tegumen and appeared in the sky. A strong aura was released from his body. Instantly, the whole Chaos Ancient City seemed to be collapsing. Countless people in the Chaos Ancient City were pressed down by the strong pressure and could only lie on the ground. You should send out orders immediately to let more powerful people from the Hongmeng universe come. I need to take you to the July universe to conquer the rebellion. The deep voice resounded throughout the Chaos Black City. The most powerful person in the Chaos Black City is only a 5-star immortal level, and there is a big gap between his strength and Ye Chen's. It is impossible to judge who Ye Chen is. If there are no large numbers of strong people gathered in 3 days, don't blame me for being rude to you. Within 10 days, all the strong people on the Hongmeng Golden List must gather here, and everyone must bring a large number of subordinates. Those who don't come will die. Along with Ye Chen's voice, the monstrous murderous intent enveloped the entire Chaos Black City. In the Chaos Black City, countless strong people quickly spread the news. If there were subordinates in other places, they immediately sent orders to mobilize the subordinates in other places. Some of the strong men actually doubted whether Ye Chen was a fake, but so what? Even if Ye Chen was not Tegumen, Ye Chen's strength was much stronger than theirs. Collect. 5 minutes later, Ye Chen began to collect a large number of strong men from Chaos Black City into the Brahma Ring. Those who were in the Brahma Ring, the stronger ones were separated. The Brahma Ring was a treasure of the peak level of 7 stars. As long as they did not agree to make trouble in it, a small part of them would make trouble, and Brahma could completely bear it. With separation, they did not dare to make trouble. When they were in the Brahma Ring, they knew that it was definitely not Tegumen who collected them, but if they made trouble, Ye Chen could easily crush them to death. 2 hours later, Ye Chen collected all the strong men from Chaos Black City, and also collected many strong men from other places. He left quickly. Although he gave the order to let the strong men on the Hongmeng Golden List gather within 10 days, Yachen did not dare to stay in Chaos Black City for 10 days. What if a strong person has a powerful communication system and notifies Tegumen? In fact, Tegumen did have such an arrangement. It was only half an hour after Yachen arrived at Chaos Black City that Tegumen got the news. Damn it! More than half a day later, Tegumen rushed to the Hongmen universe again. Naturally, he missed again. Yachen had long been away from Chaos Black City. Everyone, who of you has a system, please take the initiative to tell us. Yachen's voice sounded in the minds of the large number of strong people who gathered. The strength of the strong people gathered in Chaos Black City will not be too bad, and there will be many strong people who have systems among them. And some may not be very strong, but the system they have is very powerful. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 544. After spending some time, Yachen found thousands of powerful people with systems from the large number of powerful people in Chaos Black City. Yachen's current system is very strong, and he can basically judge the level of the system without swallowing their system. Host, 90% of them are systems below the immortal level. 1% are immortal level systems, and 3 of them have reached the 5-star immortal level. Yachen's system replied. Yachen was a little disappointed. There are so many powerful people in the entire Chaos Black City, but there is not even a 6-star immortal level system. System, is there a system hidden? Yachen said in his mind. Host, after swallowing the death system, and after your strength has increased, my abilities have also improved a lot. This possibility should not exist. Unless the other party is a 10-star system. It's possible that someone with a powerful system has left Chaos Black City. The system said. Yachen frowned secretly. This is possible. When the Plane Lord appears, a character with a powerful system may be worried that his system will be discovered by the Plane Lord and the system will be taken away. Guys with a 5-star immortal system won't have such worries. Is a system of this level possible on the other planes? Although the quality of the systems is a bit poor, there are still a lot of them. The power of swallowing up these systems should be enough to sign in twice, right? Yachen said in his mind. Host, yes. Yachen quickly let the system swallow up these guys' systems. In this situation, Yachen doesn't care whether the other person is a good person or a bad person. Of course, there is still a difference between good and evil people. If the other party is a good person, Yachen will compensate the other party. If the other party is not a good person, July Universe may be able to use it then. Very few people actually get compensation. In the world of cultivation, it is really difficult for a good person to reach a very high level. Yachen himself didn't dare to say that he was a good person. Luo Hongjian and the others were well protected by him, which can be considered as such. As time accelerated, in less than half a month, Yachen's system had devoured half of the system's power. Yachen's system is now very powerful and can devour and digest food quickly. Host, you can sign in now. The system reminded Yachen. Yachen opened his eyes. I wonder if the Lord of the Plains is still on the side of Hongmen Universe. Yachen secretly thought. If he were here, Yachen estimated that his chances of getting good things by signing in would be a little higher. System, sign in. Yachen took a deep breath and said in his mind. The sign-in is successful. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 7-star level sign-in point. The system sounds. Yachen's eyes brightened. This is what he needs most at the moment, and the system is very powerful. It was sorted out in the first draw. System, sign-in is suspended. Yachen said quickly. Now that he has obtained such a thing, he definitely does not intend to continue signing here. Teleport back to July Universe and sign in on the other side of July Universe. Isn't it delicious? Good host. System, use this check-in point. Immediately signing in and using it, Ye Chen immediately felt that his luck was accumulating. Host, you can teleport back to the main sign-in point from here, or you can teleport to the sign-in point in Hongmeng realm. The system said. Ye Chen nodded, but he was stupid to teleport to the check-in point on the other side of Hongmeng realm. Once teleported, it cannot be teleported back immediately. If the master of the plane were there, he would definitely be beaten. He has accumulated a lot of death power in his system. With his current cultivation level, even if his power is full, he should not be able to kill the Lord of the Plains. Now the master of the plane may not be on the other side of July universe, so he won't be teleported there for the time being. Ye Chen secretly thought. It's transmitted once a year, so don't waste the opportunity. In fact, the Lord of the Plane Tegumen is indeed not in the July universe now. He is in the Hongmeng universe, and the powerful people here are gathering to take him away. In the blink of an eye, half a year has passed. Ye Chen has accumulated great luck, but he still hasn't signed in. July universe. In half a year, at 100-fold improvement speed, July universe has strengthened a lot. Come out. With a thought, Tegumen made a large number of strong men inside his space treasure come outside. They don't just come from Hongmeng universe. In the other 4 supreme universes, many strong men were gathered and brought over by Tegumen. Everyone, attack with all your strength. Tegumen ordered. Boom. The next second, countless attacks fell crazily on July universe. More powerful people have gathered, and the attack power July universe can now withstand is 70% to 80% stronger than before. Although July universe has improved rapidly in half a year, the endurance capacity of July universe has also increased by 30%. Countless places throughout the July universe were vibrating wildly. Luo Hongjian and the others all paused their training, and they were nervously paying attention to the situation in the world. Sister Hongjian, you should be able to hold on. Zi Lanyan said. Luo Hongjian nodded slightly. It should be okay for the time being. Tegumen should have brought over some of the most powerful people in the Supreme Universe. The enemy's strength won't increase so much later. On the Hongmeng Universe side, through the eternal red dust rope, Ye Chen felt the strong fluctuations of Luo Hongjian's emotions. The enemy's attacks on the July Universe should have increased a lot. In this case, it is very likely that Tegumen should be on the July Universe side. System, teleport back to the July universe. Ye Chen said in his mind. A few minutes later, Ye Chen's figure appeared in the July universe. And he appeared in the Hongjian Palace. The area now occupied by the Hongjian Palace is the area originally occupied by the Tianyang Emperor Palace. Husband. Luo Hongjian and the others appeared beside Ye Chen with great surprise. With Ye Chen's return, the entire July universe has become much more stable. Ye Chen has the universal order of the July universe. When he is in the July universe, the July universe will have a stronger tolerance. System, sign in 3 times. Ye Chen said in his mind. In the Hongjian Palace, Luo Hongjian and the others are strong, and Hongmeng Supreme and the others are strong. There are still a large number of enemies outside the July universe who are attacking crazily. He has also accumulated a lot of luck, and the system has also devoured a lot of system power, so the sign-in effect should be good. Sign-in successful, congratulations to the host for obtaining the 7-star perfect level of the heart of the universe. The system said. A lot of information poured into Ye Chen's mind. This heart of the universe is for universes like the July universe. But it can't be used in any universe. The heart of the universe must have a certain amount of wisdom. In most universes, the heaven is ruthless and has no wisdom at all. System, suspend sign-in. Ye Chen said in his mind. He quickly took out the heart of the universe from the system item bar. Xiao Li, this is for you, this is a good thing. Ye Chen called. He has the will of the universe, and he just came back to know that the wisdom of the July universe has been greatly enhanced. As the owner of the will of the universe, Yechen can naturally call the heaven. Thank you. A baby voice sounded in Yechen's mind. The heart of the universe in his hand disappeared, and the power of the heart of the universe was quickly merged by the July universe. For the July universe, this heart of the universe is a top-notch good thing. Only the Supreme Universe can condense and form the heart of the universe. The level of this heart of the universe is 7-star perfection, and its level is also very good. In just half an hour, Yechen and his team felt that the entire July universe was much more stable. System, originally only 7-star peak level treasures could be signed in, how come this time I signed in and got a 7-star perfect level heart of the universe? Yechen said in his mind. He was ready to sign in again. July universe merged with the heart of the universe, and for him, the chance of signing in good things was a little higher. The system said, host, the sign-in limit is greatly affected by the surrounding environment. Originally, Luo Hongjian's strength was the strongest around, and now Tegumen outside the July universe is the strongest. But Tegumen is outside, so the impact is reduced. Yechen nodded slightly. So that's it? His eyes flashed. July universe has undergone a lot of changes now. I wonder if Tegumen will enter the July universe. If Tegumen enters, his chance of signing in to get good things will be higher. Xiao Li, keep an eye on it and see if the bad guys outside come in. Yechen communicated with the spirit of heaven. Okay, Dad. Xiao Li's voice sounded in Yechen's mind. Yechen was stunned. Dad. Xiao Li, just call me brother. Yechen said hurriedly. He and Luo Hongjian didn't have children yet, so he didn't want to be a father at the moment. Okay, brother. Xiao Li said. Yechen looked forward to it silently in his heart. Tegumen, hurry up. He only has 1 day. Half a day later, outside the July universe, Tegumen felt that something was wrong. What's going on? Tegumen thought for a while and entered the July universe. He had already adapted to the environment of the July universe before, and he didn't worry about his safety. Brother, the bad guys are coming in. Xiao Li's voice immediately sounded in Yechen's mind. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 545. Yechen's eyes lit up. He had been here for half a day. If Tegumen didn't enter, he had to let the system sign in. 5 minutes passed. Yechen estimated that if Tegumen wanted to come, he should be not far from here. If Tegumen didn't plan to come, he would delay for a while, and Tegumen might leave the July universe. System, sign in. Yechen said in his mind. At this time, Tegumen had indeed arrived not too far from the Holy Demon Realm, and his consciousness quietly entered the Holy Demon Realm. Sign in successfully, congratulations to the host for upgrading the Eternal World Tree to the 8-star Immortal level. Sign in successfully, congratulations to the host for receiving the 8-star Immortal level pill gift. The 2 sign-ins ended quickly, and surprisingly, they were all 8-star Immortal level rewards. Although it was not marked, it was basically just an 8-star early reward, but for Yechen, he was very satisfied with such a level of reward. Tisk tisk, thanks to Tegumen. If Tegumen hadn't approached, how could we get the 8-star Immortal level reward? Yechen was delighted. Both rewards are quite good. Xiao Lu was promoted to the 8-star Immortal level, and Luo Hongjian and the others were much safer. With the 8-star Immortal level elixir gift, he and Luo Hongjian and the others can get powerful elixirs. Hongjian, use life devouring. Yechen said. Luo Hongjian nodded, and instantly she used the life devouring ability of her system. Yechen used the death ability of his system. In an instant, the 2 forces of life and death rushed towards Tegumen at a very fast speed. If Tegumen was a little further away, the power of Yechen and his system would hardly attack him, but his consciousness had already reached the interior of the holy demon realm. Not good. Suddenly, Tegumen was shocked, and he felt two powerful forces rushing over. Tegumen retreated instantly. But the attack power of Yechen and his system was much faster than his retreat speed. In the blink of an eye, both forces descended on Tegumen. Among them, the death power erupted from Yechen's system was much stronger. After all, Luo Hongjian's system was only a 9-star life system, and the death ability of Yechen's system came from a 10-star system. And Yechen is now in the July universe. His strength is much stronger than in the Hongmeng universe, and the death power erupted from the system is also stronger. Damn it! Tegumen felt his vitality constantly fading and dying. When he left a far enough distance and got rid of the life-swallowing of Luo Hongjian's system, Tegumen's vitality had already been reduced by a quarter. With such a loss of vitality, his strength has temporarily decreased by more than a quarter. And the terrible thing is that the death power erupted from Yechen's system has not been completely eliminated by him, and his vitality will definitely decrease a little. Tegumen, I have no intention of competing with you for the Lord of the Plain. Can we coexist peacefully? Yechen's voice sounded outside the holy demon realm and spread far away. Delusion. Not long after, Tegumen's cold voice sounded like thunder in the holy demon realm. In Tegumen's view, Yechen and his men were ants, and they dared to challenge his authority. And he was seriously injured. Tegumen, I want to coexist peacefully with you, but it doesn't mean that I am afraid of you. If you want to fight, we may not be the ones who die at that time. Yechen said coldly. Humble ants, I am the master of this plane. Tegumen said. Yechen frowned secretly. It seems that there is no hope for peaceful coexistence. If Tegumen agrees to coexist peacefully, Yechen can actually accept it. He has no idea of becoming above the plane, and he will even take Luo Hongjian and others away in the future. But Tegumen doesn't think so. In Tegumen's view, there is no doubt that he still has the advantage now. If he indulges Yechen and his men to become stronger, it will be a strong threat to him at that time. If he solves Yechen and his men, he is likely to obtain Yechen and their powerful system. In the future, his cultivation may be higher. Whether from the perspective of safety or interests, Tegumen can't tolerate Yechen and his team. Continue to attack with all your strength. Tegumen said coldly when he arrived outside the July universe. The leader of the Hades cult and his team were puzzled. Why did Tegumen get angry after entering the July universe? Inside the July universe, Yechen quickly distributed a lot of pills to Luo Hongjian and the others. Die. Yechen brought a large number of strong men from the Hongmeng universe. Among them, the strong men of the immortal level, no matter what the other party is, just kill them first. Anyway, they can be resurrected in the July universe in the future. Now that a large number of strong men from various races are attacking the July universe in the outside world, it is normal for Yechen to treat them like this. Below the immortal level, Yechen killed those with bad character, but did not kill those with good character. This time, Yechen brought a lot of strong men, enough for the July universe to grow a lot. With the obtained heart of the universe, it is entirely possible that the July universe will grow to the level of the Supreme Universe. Husband, after this upgrade, we are basically safe here. If it is not convenient for you, don't take the risk of coming back. Luo Hongjian said. Yechen nodded slightly. Tegumen should have been injured. Even if he could call some more people over, July universe should be able to withstand the pressure. As long as July universe is given some time, July universe can be stronger. On Luo Hongjian's side, Xiaolu has reached the 8-star immortal level, and her strength has increased a lot. Tegumen and others entered the interior of July universe, and Luo Hongjian and others could also withstand it. Wives, let's take a break. Yechen said with a smile. Outside July universe, Tegumen stared at July universe, and he was thinking about a question. Should Yechen be expelled from this plane? As the master of the plane, he has such permission, but there is only one quota within a certain period of time. After the expulsion, Yechen will be randomly left, and Tegumen will not know where Yechen is going. This will cause two problems. First, he can't kill Yechen. Second, he can't get Yechen's system. According to Tegumen's judgment, Luo Hongjian's system is likely to be a 9-star system, and Yechen's system is stronger, with a high probability of a 10-star system. Tegumen's own system is only an 8-star system. He is very greedy even for Luo Hongjian's 9-star system, not to mention Yechen's 10-star system. Damn it, I slept too long this time. If I hadn't slept that long, it is very likely that I would have obtained a 10-star system. Tegumen was annoyed. Yechen cannot be expelled. The 10-star system must not be obtained by other strong people. Expel Luo Hongjian. Tegumen thought to himself. If Luo Hongjian is expelled, it should be much easier to deal with than Langxiu and the others. Even if she is expelled, he will not be able to obtain Luo Hongjian's 9-star system. Forget it, with Yechen's 10-star system, there is no 9-star system. Yechen's system is undoubtedly more powerful. Tegumen made a decision. Expel Luo Hongjian. As for Langxiu and the others, Tegumen did not consider them. Expelling them may not have much impact on the strength of Luo Hongjian and the others. At that time, it may be expelled for nothing. Exile. A plain token appeared in Tegumen's hand, and he input Luo Hongjian's soul into it. The plain token burst out with infinite power. Inside Hongjian Palace, Yechen hugged Luo Hongjian, and he was about to undress Luo Hongjian. Suddenly, Luo Hongjian's figure faded. Husband. Luo Hongjian called Yechen's name, but her voice became extremely faint. Yechen grabbed it fiercely, but he didn't grab Luo Hongjian's hand at all. Right in front of him, Luo Hongjian's figure completely disappeared. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 546. Beauty. Yechen shouted, but Luo Hongjian couldn't hear him. System, summon. Yechen immediately said in his mind that the system instantly used the summoning ability, but the summoning was not successful. Host, the summoning failed. The system said. Yechen's face became extremely ugly. As long as Luo Hongjian is within the scope of July universe, it should be impossible for her summons to fail. Xiao Li, have you noticed your beautiful sister? Yechen took a deep breath and contacted Xiao Li. Xiao Li quickly responded to Yechen, brother, sister Hongjian is gone, far away. Brother-in-law, what's going on? Luo Yudi was extremely worried. And Langxiu and the others also looked at Yechen with great concern. Yechen clenched his fists and Luo Hongjian disappeared. Could it be that she was summoned by Tegumen? Host, if Tegumen could summon Luo Hongjian away, he would have done so long ago. Now that Xiaoliu is more capable, this should not be the reason. She should have been expelled. The system analyzed. Yechen took a deep breath and tried his best to calm down. System, what expulsion? The system said, Host, Tegumen is the master of the plane. This is not just a name, it means that he owns the plane token of this plane. The plane token will have some permissions. For example, in this plane, the strength can be increased to a certain extent, such as expelling a strong person in the plane. Yechen said, if you are expelled outside, you will still be caught by Tegumen, right? Host, that's not the case. This involves the rules of the plane. The expelled people will be randomly transported to other places. It may be other planes, or it may be a gap between planes. The system said. Ye Chen frowned, what will happen if the beauty is expelled? The system said, host, if Luo Hongjian enters other planes, her strength will be greatly suppressed, and it will take a long time for her to adapt to the rules of the plane. If she reaches the interdimensional space, her strength will be suppressed to a certain extent, but not that much. She has a life system that should be able to sustain it. Ye Chen breathed a sigh of relief. At least neither of these two possibilities will lead to death, and Luo Hongjian may survive. Ye Chen, Luo Hongjian is in my hands, guess what I will do? Tegumen's voice sounded near the Hongjian Palace. He returned to the July universe. Luo Hongjian was expelled, but he felt that Ye Chen might not know this, and maybe he could use this to deceive Ye Chen. Tegumen, is the beauty in your hands? You ask her to send me a message. Ye Chen's sneer sounded outside the holy demon realm, and he knew Tegumen could hear it. I just suffered a loss, how can I come closer again? Ye Chen, as a human, Luo Hongjian is still very beautiful. Many people like the leader of the Hades sect. Tegumen said. Ye Chen sneered in his heart, Tegumen, the beauty is by your side now. You don't dare to get close and let Hongjian appear next to you. This should be okay, right? Tegumen's thoughts moved, and in an instant, a person who looked exactly like Luo Hongjian appeared next to him. Tegumen projected his image to the Hongjian Palace. Husband, don't worry about me. In the video, Luo Hongjian shouted. It looks quite real. Ye Chen was relieved, he knew that this Luo Hongjian must be fake. If it is true, he will definitely feel it through the eternal mortal cord. Now I feel nothing. Tegumen, thank you for letting me confirm that you did not catch the beauty. Tegumen, as the master of the plane, I have to say that your method is quite shameless. Ye Chen sneered. Tegumen frowned secretly, what went wrong? Ye Chen, if you think clearly, use your system to exchange with me, otherwise I will hand over Luo Hongjian to the leader of the underworld sect, they will like it very much. Tegumen finished speaking and disappeared. Ye Chen glanced at An Langxiu and the others, the beauty must have been expelled. He told An Langxiu and the others some of the information the system told him. Luo Yudi said, brother-in-law, as long as it doesn't fall into Tegumen's hands, I don't think the problem is big. We will definitely be able to find Sister Hongjian in the future. Sister Hongjian's strength is not weak, and she now has a 9-star immortal system. An Langxiu and the others also comforted Ye Chen. Although they felt uncomfortable, they knew that Ye Chen must feel the worst. Okay, you don't need to say anything, I'm not that fragile yet. Ye Chen said in a deep voice. Luo Hongjian arrived at Hongmen Universe earlier. Wasn't she found by them? At least Luo Hongjian is much stronger now than before, and she also has a 9-star immortal system. Brother-in-law, then stop frowning. Come, let me rub it for you. Luo Yudi smoothed Ye Chen's brow and said, brother-in-law, Sister Hongjian will definitely be fine. Sister Hongjian is now almost at the 6-star immortal level. The combat power is also very powerful among the 6-star immortal level experts. Ye Chen nodded. Soon Ye Chen got up. At this moment, he had no interest in continuing the game. An Langxiu and the others also got up. Ye Chen sorted out the situation in the entire Hongjian Palace. Although Luo Hongjian was missing, Xiao Lu had reached the 8-star immortal level, and the defense of the Hongjian Palace was no weaker than before. En Lan, you have to be careful. Tegumen's plan is definitely to expel Hongjian, and then target you. Don't let him succeed. Ye Chen said in a deep voice. An Langxiu and the others nodded. 2 or 3 hours later, Ye Chen disappeared, and he was teleported back to the Hongmen universe. In a place far away from the plane where Ye Chen and the others were, Luo Hongjian appeared. She did not appear in the other planes, but in the gap between the planes. It is called a gap between the planes, but it is actually quite large. The gap between the planes is filled with all kinds of terrifying powers. It is difficult for people of the 5 or 6-star immortal level to pass through the gap between the planes from one plane to another. What a terrifying power! Luo Hongjian said in her heart. As soon as she appeared, all kinds of terrifying powers tried to turn her into nothingness. Luo Hongjian felt very strong pain. But her cultivation was there, so she could still bear such pain. Fortunately, it didn't fall into Tegumen's hands. After a long while, Tegumen was not found, and Luo Hongjian breathed a sigh of relief. Although the power around her was extremely terrifying and caused great damage to her body, her life system could continuously provide her with powerful power. The 9-star system had no problem maintaining Luo Hongjian's vitality. It seems, my body is strengthening. The speed is quite fast. Luo Hongjian murmured to herself. The various powers in the plane gap are extremely terrifying. In 3 to 5 years, a 5 or 6-star immortal level strongman can be wiped out, but if you can withstand it, the body refining effect is indeed very strong. I should have left that plane now. There are thousands of planes. If my husband finds me, it will be very difficult. I will work hard to improve myself and try my best to find me back. Luo Hongjian's fighting spirit ignited in her heart. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 547. In the July universe, Tegumen led the leader of the underworld cult and a large number of strong men to enter again. According to his judgment, Ye Chen should not be here now. Luo Hongjian was expelled, so he could safely approach and attack the Hongjian Palace in large numbers. Everyone, attack with all your strength. Tegumen said coldly, and a large number of strong men were released from his space treasure. Boom! Soon, the violent attacks of the leader of the underworld cult and a large number of strong men fell on the Hongjian Palace, which had become very small. Inside the Hongjian Palace, Enlangxiu and the others defended with all their strength. Without Luo Hongjian, Xiaolu reached the 8-star immortal level, and the defense of the Hongjian Palace did not decrease, but the endurance would be reduced a lot. After all, there is no help from Luo Hongjian's 9-star life system now. Tegumen's attack seems to have decreased. Yes, and it's much lower. Enlangxiu and the others said in surprise. Tegumen naturally took action. His attack power is much higher than that of other strong men, and Enlangxiu and the others can easily distinguish it. It turned out that Tegumen was attacked by Luo Hongjian, and his strength was reduced by about 10%. This time, nearly 1/3 of his vitality was devoured or annihilated, and Tegumen's strength was reduced even more. Adding up the 2 times, Tegumen was greatly affected. The strength of the late 8-star has now been reduced to only the middle 8-star, not much stronger than Xiaolu. Don't be careless, we must not let anything happen again. Yes. Enlangxiu and the others were all on high alert. What if Tegumen was deliberately disguising? But at this time, Tegumen really was not deliberately disguising, and his strength was indeed reduced a lot. Half a month passed in a blink of an eye. Master, this situation seems to be a little wrong. Hongjian Palace can still hold on for so long. The leader of the Hades cult said. After such a high-intensity attack for half a month, many of them have been unable to hold on. Continue. Tegumen said coldly. Ye Chen is not here now, and Luo Hongjian is not here either. Can't they take down Enlangxiu and the others? In his opinion, perhaps Enlangxiu and the others will soon be unable to hold on. In the Hongjian Palace, Enlangxiu and the others were having a hard time holding on, but their condition was much better than many of the strong men attacking from outside, and they could still hold on for quite a while. A few more days. The attack strength of Tegumen and the others was significantly reduced, and the defense of Hongjian Palace was still very strong. Stop it. Tegumen frowned. Many strong men secretly breathed a sigh of relief. If they continued, more of them would not be able to bear it. Tegumen waved his hand, and a large number of strong men including the leader of the Hades cult disappeared. In Langxiu, Luo Hanjian has been expelled. She left this plane and may die. It won't be long before someone else will be expelled. You will not be able to resist sooner or later. Why not surrender obediently? Tegumen said in a deep voice. En Langxiu's cold voice reached the outside of Hanjian Palace. Tegumen, don't you think it's ridiculous to say such things? If you want to catch us, show your strength. But you won't have such an opportunity. My husband's strength will become stronger and stronger, and you will be killed by my husband sooner or later. Tegumen released a monstrous killing intent. But the defense of Hanjian Palace was too strong, and they couldn't do anything to Hanjian Palace. Even if they mobilized some more strong men, the power of their attack could not be increased too much. Compared with Hanjian Palace, it seems more likely to destroy July Universe. Rest for 3 days, and then attack July Universe with all your strength after 3 days. July Universe must be destroyed. Tegumen's voice rang in the ears of many strong men including the leader of the Hades cult. 3 days later, the attack on July Universe continued. July Universe was shaking constantly, and it was indeed more likely that July Universe could not hold on. But En Langxiu and the others were not very worried. July Universe got the heart of the universe, which Tegumen and the others did not know. The endurance of July Universe is much stronger now than before. In Hongmeng Universe, Ye Chen did not leave the check-in point. He practiced silently. He accumulated luck silently. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. When 1 year passed, Ye Chen could actually be teleported to July Universe again, but he contacted the system and knew that En Langxiu and the others were in good condition and had not gone there. Boom! In the time treasure, a strong aura burst out from Ye Chen's body, and his cultivation finally reached the late 6-star stage. The fact that he could reach the late 6-star stage so quickly was inseparable from Ye Chen's use of a 7-star enlightenment pill, otherwise it would probably take 3 to 5 years longer. Finally broke through. Ye Chen opened his eyes. He tried to burst out his strength. Or can it only be the middle 7-star stage? Ye Chen frowned. Soon Ye Chen figured out the reason. The normal limit of the Hongmeng universe is 6-star perfection. His skills and bloodline are all at the 7-star level, and the Brahma ring is at the peak of the 7-star level. That's why his limit here has reached the middle 7-star stage. Although his current cultivation has broken through, theoretically he can have the strength of the late 7 stars, but the limit of the world is only the middle 7 stars, so he can only exert such strength. The power absorbed by the system can assist in signing in again. 3 years of accumulating luck, improving cultivation, and not signing in for 3 years, I should be able to sign in something very good. Ye Chen thought to himself. After spending some time consolidating his cultivation, Ye Chen once again teleported to July Universe. Husband. En Langxiu and the others quickly arrived at Ye Chen's side. Ye Chen hugged them one by one. Luo Hanjian was expelled and had a good time. He couldn't keep a straight face just because of this. Brother, I'm about to break through. Xiao Li's joyful voice also sounded in Ye Chen's mind. Originally, July Universe was still a little bit away from breaking through. When Ye Chen returned, July Universe received help, and strange things began to appear in the entire July Universe. In the July Universe, Tegumen arranged for strong men, and soon Tegumen got the news. It didn't take long for Tegumen to enter the July Universe. How come? Tegumen couldn't believe it. The situation in July Universe seemed to be about to break through. After the breakthrough, the July Universe will become the Supreme Universe. Now there is still some possibility for them to destroy the July Universe. When the July Universe reaches the Supreme Universe, it will be a dream for them to destroy the July Universe in the outside world. Brother, the bad guys are coming in. Xiao Li once again sent a message to Ye Chen. System, sign in 3 times. Ye Chen immediately said in his mind. Tu Guomen had suffered a loss from the attack by him and Luo Hongjian earlier. Now there is a high probability that he will not get close. You have to sign in immediately when Tu Guomen enters the July universe. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for improving his physique to the 8-star immortal level. The system said. Ye Chen's eyes lit up. System, improve it quickly, and also, stop signing in. His physique has been upgraded to the 8-star immortal level, and his strength may be improved again. Good host. The next second, Ye Chen felt a trace of warmth entering his body, and his physique improved rapidly. Originally, Ye Chen's only skills and bloodline were at the 7-star immortal level, while his physique was at the 6-star immortal level. The physique has been upgraded from the 6-star immortal level to the 8-star immortal level. This is a huge improvement. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 548. Inside the time cube, Ye Chen's physique continued to improve under the acceleration of tens of millions of times. The physical improvement naturally led to the improvement of Ye Chen's cultivation. After half a day in the outside world, the strengthening was over, and Ye Chen's cultivation was improved from the late 6-star to the perfect 6-star. Xiao Li, is Tu Guomen still in the July universe? Ye Chen came out of the time cube and asked. Brother, yes. Brother, the July universe has become the supreme universe, he. Xiao Li's joyful voice sounded in Ye Chen's mind. Originally, Xiao Li's breakthrough would take a little longer, but Ye Chen's cultivation was improved from the late 6-star to the perfect 6-star, which brought a lot of help to the July universe. Xiao Li, well done. Ye Chen smiled. His cultivation improved, the July universe became stronger, and Tu Guomen was still in it. Ye Chen felt that the next 2 sign-ins would not be bad. System, sign in. Ye Chen said in his mind. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host's technique for being upgraded to the 8-star immortal level. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host Zhu Xian 4 swords, upgraded to the 8-star immortal level. Soon the sign-in was over. 2 8-star immortal level rewards, very good. And this reward is very in line with Ye Chen's needs. The cultivation reached 6-star perfection, and the original 7-star immortal level skills were much less effective. Tisk tisk, my physique has been upgraded to the 8-star immortal level, and the 4 swords of Zhu Xian have also been upgraded to the 8-star immortal level. In the Hongmen universe, my limit of heaven and earth should be 7-star perfection. Ye Chen said in his heart. He is now a 6-star perfect cultivation, and he can definitely have the strength of 7-star perfection in the Hongmen universe. Xiao Li, is Tu Guomen far from here? Ye Chen asked. Brother, it's quite far. Xiao Li said. July universe broke through so quickly. Tu Guomen felt something was wrong. He thought Ye Chen might be in July universe. He didn't want to get too close. Staying in July universe, Tu Guomen wanted to find treasures. Especially the heart of the universe. When a super first-line advanced universe breaks through to become a supreme universe, there is a certain possibility that the heart of the universe will be condensed directly. This period of time is the most likely to obtain the heart of the universe. But Tu Guomen didn't know that July universe had obtained the heart of the universe before, and July universe had already condensed the heart of the universe before the breakthrough. Tu Guomen's wishful thinking of getting the heart of the universe at this time. It's far away, it's impossible to seriously injure Tu Guomen. Make some noise and attract Tu Guomen, he won't be so stupid. Ye Chen thought to himself. After 3 years of accumulation, plus his current 6-star perfect cultivation, if Ye Chen uses the system, the death attack will be much stronger than before. But the effect will be greatly reduced at a long distance. Go out for a trip. Ye Chen's eyes flashed. Tegumen is now inside the July universe, and a large number of strong men such as the leader of the Hades cult are outside. He should be able to have the strength of a perfect 7-star when he goes outside, which is much stronger than the strength of the leader of the Hades cult. The leader of the Hades cult is still only at the early stage of the 7-star strength. Enlan and the others analyzed that Tegumen is probably only at the middle stage of the 8th star, and my 7-star perfect strength will not be much weaker than him. I can also make the system burst attack. Ye Chen thought to himself, he felt that it would be completely possible after a trip outside. Wives. Ye Chen first gathered Enlangxiu and the others, and told them about his plan. Husband, do you want to take such a risk? Husband, won't it be good to do this again in the future? Enlangxiu and the others said worriedly. Ye Chen said, now is a good opportunity. If Tegumen feels that there will be no good gains here, he may take all the leaders of the Hades cult away. Let them block the Hongmen universe, and then he will frantically look for me in the Hongmen universe. In that case, he will always find me. This is a stupid way, but if it is implemented, the effect may be good. Enlangxiu and the others looked at each other and nodded slightly. Ye Chen's statement is still quite reasonable. Husband, be careful. Enlangxiu and the others warned. Ye Chen nodded, and asked Xiao Li to assist him, trying not to cause any noise as he went outside the July universe. During this process, Ye Chen was invisible. But even so, Ye Chen immediately attracted the attention of the leader of the underworld cult as soon as he arrived outside. Summon. Before the leader of the underworld cult had time to spread the news, Ye Chen used the summoning ability of the system. Outside the July universe, Ye Chen now has the strength of a perfect 7-star, and the system is stronger. It is easy to summon the leader of the underworld cult who is only at the early stage of the 7-star at close range. Enemy attack, enemy attack. There were other strong men next to the leader of the underworld cult. The leader of the underworld cult disappeared, and the other strong men immediately noticed the abnormality. Their strong men sent a message to the inside of the July universe as soon as possible. But the message was not successful. Ye Chen had secretly instructed Xiao Li to block the message from the outside world. Banned. Ye Chen's powerful power quickly entered the body of a late 6-star strong man. Directly imprisoned the other party's cultivation. Collect. This late 6-star warrior was immediately received into the Brahma ring by Ye Chen. Collect. Collect. After dealing with the first one, Ye Chen dealt with 2 more mid-6-star warriors in a very short time. There is a big gap in strength between these powerful people outside July universe and Ye Chen, and they cannot find where Ye Chen is. Escape. After defeating 3 6-star level experts in the shortest time, Ye Chen quickly escaped into the July universe. He knew that Tegumen would definitely get the news soon. The leader of the Hades sect had just been attacking July universe. The leader of the underworld cult and 4 of their strong men were captured, and many other strong men were also affected. Tegumen would definitely discover the abnormality in a very short time. Asshole. Ye Chen had just entered the July universe, and Tegumen had indeed entered the outside from the July universe. Where to run? Tegumen discovered Ye Chen's remaining aura, and he quickly chased into the July universe from the same place. Brother, the bad guys are catching up. Xiao Li's voice sounded in Ye Chen's mind. After Tegumen entered the July universe, he appeared not far from where Ye Chen appeared. He noticed Ye Chen's traces. Immediately pursue Ye Chen as fast as possible. Tegumen, you drove away the beauty, I will make you pay the price today. Ye Chen's cold voice sounded in Tegumen's ears. Tegumen immediately used a top-notch defensive treasure. This treasure has a very strong defensive effect, but it does not last long. Moreover, Tegumen instantly opened up a lot of distance. But Ye Chen said that, but he didn't use the system's death power at all. Escape. With the help of Xiao Li, Ye Chen moved forward as fast as possible. Asshole. Tegumen cursed inwardly. His current strength is in the middle of 8 stars, and Yechen's speed has reached the level of early 8 stars. Yechen, can you escape? Tegumen said coldly, and he once again chased Yechen with murderous intent. When Tegumen approached Yechen again, Yechen was already much closer to Xuanhuan Palace. Wives, come together and kill this bastard Tegumen. Yechen yelled. Tegumen was startled, and he quickly ran away again. Enlangxiu and the others are not weak in the July universe. Their combined strength is astonishing. But where could Enlangxiu and the others show up? Yechen once again quickly distanced himself from Tegumen. Yechen. Tegumen was furious. As a plane master and an 8-star powerhouse, he was played by Yechen twice. He rushed towards Yechen crazily again. Soon the distance was getting closer. At this time, Yechen and Xuanhuan Palace were much closer, and Enlangxiu and the others would not be able to come over immediately. Wives, seal the world here. Get Tegumen. Yechen said loudly again. You're still here. Tegumen didn't distance himself at all this time, he went directly to Yechen. The immortal killing sword formation. Yechen released the 4 Xuxian swords, and the Xuxian sword formation enveloped Tegumen. But in less than a second, Tegumen broke through the Xuxian sword formation and came out. This Tegumen, who came out of the formation, was a little dumbfounded. Enlangxiu and the other 5 actually appeared here. In the July universe, they have the peak strength of 7 stars. The formation formed by the 5 women is much stronger than Yechen's Xuxian sword formation. It is not easy for Tegumen to break out of the formation. System, death attack. Yechen said in his mind. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 549. The system's death power explodes instantly. Tegumen is right in front of him, and the death power reduces consumption a lot. Damn it! Tegumen was horrified when he realized that the power of death was entering his body crazily. Yechen's death power is now 2 or 3 times stronger. Yechen's current cultivation level is higher, and his system is more powerful. In addition, Yechen has accumulated it for a longer time, and the death power is not consumed before it hits the target. Tegumen's defense was generally ineffective against such death attacks. 60 or 70% of the death power entered Tegumen's body and continuously annihilated his vitality. Kill. Yechen and Enlangxiu's attacks also continued to fall on Tegumen. Inside the body, the power of death was constantly raging and needed to be suppressed. Externally, Yechen's attacks also needed to be resisted, and Tegumen was caught off guard for a moment. Yechen, let me leave, otherwise I will fight to the death to expel Enlangxiu and the others. I have such ability. Tegumen roared. The system's voice sounded in Yechen's mind. Host, he has a plain token. If he fights to the death, he should indeed have such ability. Yechen's eyes sparkled. If so, it would be hard to kill Tegumen now. Luo Xuanhuan is very powerful, and she also has a life system. She can survive if she is expelled, but Enlangxiu and the others may die if they are expelled. Tegumen, I will let you leave after half a stick of incense. Yechen said coldly. Yechen was unwilling to let Tegumen leave directly. If they attack half a stick of incense, Tegumen's injuries will be much worse. No. Tegumen shouted. Enlangxiu sneered, if that doesn't work, just blow yourself up and die now, sacrifice yourself, and expel all 5 of us from the plane. That's right. We have spiritual consciousness preserved by our husband, and we may be able to be resurrected in the future. Luo Yudi and the other 4 women also spoke one after another. Tegumen was annoyed, but he was still not happy to ask him to sacrifice himself to expel Luo Yudi and the others. Ye Chen, half a stick of incense, if you still don't let me leave when the time is up, I will definitely make you regret it. They were expelled by me, and they don't know where they died. It's almost impossible for you to resurrect them. Tegumen shouted. Time passed by second, and Ye Chen and the others attacked Tegumen with all their strength. The vitality in Tegumen's body continues to decrease, and his injuries continue to worsen. When the time for half a stick of incense arrived, Tegumen had already been seriously injured. He had to use various trump cards to barely survive the half-stick time. Ye Chen, it's time. Tegumen snapped. Ye Chen stopped attacking, and Enlangxiu and the others also stopped attacking. The siege opened, and Tegumen immediately left July Universe. Poof. Poof. As soon as Tegumen left, blood spurted out from his mouth. You enter this space treasure. Tegumen said. He took away a large number of powerful people from outside July Universe. Ye Chen did not chase Enlangxiu and the others outside. Ye Chen was relatively strong outside, while Enlangxiu and the others were only at the 6-star immortal level. Husband, what a pity, what an excellent opportunity to kill Tegumen. Xuanhuan flew. Ye Chen glanced at Xuanhuan and the other 5 girls, destroy him, and there will be another chance in the future. His strength has been reduced a lot, and the threat to us has been greatly reduced. You can't let anything happen again. It's quite good to have such a result this time. Go back. Ye Chen, Xuanhuan and the others quickly returned to the Hanjian Palace, and Ye Chen arrived at the Brahma Ring. Arriving in front of the leader of the Hades cult and 3 other 6-star immortal level experts. 4 of you, we were just watching the show, how was it? Ye Chen said softly. The Hades leader and the others had just seen Tegumen being beaten by them in the Brahma Ring. You are indeed amazing. What do you want? The leader of the Hades cult said solemnly. Ye Chen said, give me all your systems. I know you all have powerful systems. He took down the 4 of them on his own. According to Ye Chen's knowledge, the leader of the Hades cult has an 8-star immortal system, and the other 3 6-star experts all have 7-star immortal systems. You can choose not to take it, I will destroy you, completely destroy you. Ye Chen said coldly. He can let his system swallow it forcefully, but the speed will be much slower. If the Hades leader and others cooperate, the speed may be 10 times faster. He only has 1 day to come. Emperor Yanhuang, do we still have a way to survive? The leader of the Hades cult said solemnly. Ye Chen glanced at the 4 of them and said, it's not that there is no way to survive. It depends on your performance. The leader of the Hades cult sighed secretly in his heart. Now they don't have any leverage to negotiate with Ye Chen, so they can only choose to cooperate. Even if he doesn't cooperate, Ye Chen can still get their system, but it's just more troublesome. Okay, the system gives it to you. The leader of the Hades cult said. The other 3 6-star level experts also agreed to give out their own systems. In the time cube, Ye Chen obtained the system of the 4 powerful men of the Hades cult. Among the 5 of Enlangxiu has a 9-star immortal level reinforcement system, Lu Qianqian has a 7-star immortal level defense system, and Xuanhuan has an 8-star immortal level violence system. At present, Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan do not have a system. Chang'e, Lanyan, who wants the control system of the leader of the underworld cult. 8-star immortal level. Ye Chen called Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan to him and said. An 8-star immortal level system is already quite rare. The leader of the underworld cult can develop so well with this system. Luo Yudi shook her head repeatedly, brother-in-law, I am not interested in such a system. Husband, then give it to me. Zi Lanyan smiled and said. Ye Chen nodded. Zi Lanyan was more stable, and this system was indeed better for her. In the time cube, It took some time for Ye Chen to give the system to Xuanhuan. This control system quickly recognized its master obediently. It knew very well that if it did not recognize its master, it would only be swallowed up. After Xuanhuan's system had completed the initial recognition of the master, Ye Chen's day was almost up. My wives, you should practice well. It won't take too long for me to return. Ye Chen smiled. Xuanhuan and the others nodded, and Ye Chen hugged them one by one, and soon Ye Chen's figure disappeared. Huh. After being teleported back to the Hongmeng universe, Ye Chen breathed a sigh of relief, and a smile appeared on his face. This trip back was pretty good. I got some very good things by signing in, and I took down the 4 leaders of the underworld cult and severely injured Tegumen. Sure enough, I can also exert the strength of 7 stars here. Ye Chen used his own strength and said in his heart. He obtained the 8-star immortal level of skills, and the 4 swords of Xuxian reached the 8-star immortal level. The limit of heaven and earth is higher here. I just don't know if the limit of heaven and earth is only 7 stars, or it has reached the 8-star level. I don't know if Tegumen is hiding or besieging the Hongmeng universe. Ye Chen muttered to himself. Under the current circumstances, Ye Chen estimated that Tegumen would not enter the Hongmeng universe to search for him. Tegumen was severely injured and his strength was greatly reduced. Even if he entered the Hongmeng universe, he might not be able to find him. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 550. Without leaving Hongmeng universe immediately, Ye Chen practiced silently. 2 months later, the voice of Ye Chen's system rang in his mind. Host, the system that has devoured those 3 7-star immortals is over. System, please upgrade. It's up to you which aspects to enhance. Ye Chen said in his mind. As long as the system is strengthened, whether it strengthens the death ability or not, the attack power of the system itself will be greatly enhanced. The chances of him signing something good will also be higher. Host, are you sure? This power is enough for you to sign in several times. The system was surprised. Ye Chen said, System, you have to sharpen your sword to chop firewood. The current situation is not so tense anymore. It is more important to raise your level first. For Ye Chen, Tegumen has been reduced from his long-term opponent to a short-term opponent. A long-term rival becomes the master of the remaining top planes. It is very important to improve the level of the system. If his system has no levels and does not have enough capabilities, he may be discovered by other powerful people in other planes in the future. If his strength is low, the other strong men may not care. But if the other strong men find out that he has a 10-star level system, they will never let him go. Host, then I will be promoted. This upgrade will take a longer time, maybe 5 to 10 years. The system reminded Ye Chen. Ye Chen nodded. Luo Hanjian was expelled and could not be found in a year or 2. It would be useless to rush her. Let alone 5 or 10 years, even 100 million years is not long for a powerhouse of Ye Chen's level. Time is long. 7 years passed in the blink of an eye. Ye Chen's cultivation level is still 6 stars perfect. However, he had just reached the 6-star level before, and now he is only 1 step away from the 7-star immortal level. In terms of cultivation, he and Hongmeng Supreme have reached the same level. Unlike Ye Chen and Langxiu and the others have made greater progress in their cultivation. They have all reached the 6-star immortal level. Among them, Lu Qianqian, Shang Guanyan, and Luo Yudi have reached the mid-6-star level. Xuanhuan and Langxiu were guarding July universe in front. Their cultivation levels were lower, at the early 6-star stage. As for their combat power in Hanjian Palace has reached the 8-star level, and in the rest of July universe, their combat power has reached the 7-star perfect level. If they leave July universe and have no increase, Xuanhuan and the others will be much weaker in combat power, but the 5 of them also have 6-star perfection level strength. This is already strong. A big boss like Hongmeng Supreme only has 6-star perfection level strength. Host, do you miss me? The system's voice sounded in Ye Chen's mind. Ye Chen opened his eyes showing excitement. After 7 years, the system was finally upgraded. Uncle System, you have completed the upgrade. You should be much stronger, right? Ye Chen asked quickly. The system smiled and said, it has naturally been strengthened a lot after all. Those 3 7-star immortal level systems are quite strong, and the energy they contain is also very abundant. In terms of energy, each of their systems contains more energy than the previous devoured death systems. Ye Chen nodded, this is normal. Scorpio Supreme's strength is not as strong as the 6-star immortal level. The 3 6-star immortal level experts can confidently and boldly enhance their systems. The Scorpio Supreme possesses a treasure but is not that strong, so he can only act cautiously. The death system of Scorpio Supreme can be said to be in a state of hunger all the time. Host, after this upgrade, it should be difficult for systems below 10 stars to discover the system, unless the other party is a reconnaissance system. Ye Chen smiled and nodded. System, teleport to July universe first. Ye Chen said. The system was upgraded, but he hadn't been back for 7 years, and he already missed in Langxiu and the others. In addition, since he has been signing here for so long, he must go back to draw the lottery. Over at July universe, in Langxiu and the others are strong, and Hongmeng Supreme and the others are also there, so the chance of getting good things is higher if you sign in there. Good host. The system said. A few minutes later, Ye Chen's figure appeared inside July universe. En Langxiu and the others did not come to Ye Chen immediately. They are all practicing. Wives, I'm back. Ye Chen sent a message to En Langxiu and the others. In less than half a minute, En Langxiu and the other 5 girls came to Ye Chen's side with great joy. Brother-in-law, it took a long time for your system to be upgraded this time. Husband, Chang'e misses you so much. En Lan, don't you want to? Luo Yudi and the other girls spoke one after another. Before leaving, Ye Chen told them that the system might be upgraded. Otherwise, they would definitely be anxious if there was no news from Ye Chen for 7 years. Wives, I use my actions to prove that I miss you. Ye Chen said with a smile. In the blink of an eye, Luo Yudi and the others entered the Brahma ring with Ye Chen. Ye Chen and the others came out after 2 or 3 hours. Luo Yudi and the others were already extremely beautiful, but now they are even more radiant. Brother-in-law, mother is about to give birth to a baby. I'm going to have a sister soon, hee hee. Luo Yudi laughed. Concubine Shu has been pregnant for a long time, but now that her strength is increasing, it is normal for the pregnancy to be prolonged, and the child in her belly can be well established before birth. The talent will be better then. Let's go meet my mother-in-law and the others. Ye Chen smiled and said that he, Luo Yudi and the others arrived at the place where the master of Xiao Palace and the others were staying. Palace Master Xiao and the others did not practice in seclusion all the time. Father-in-law, mother-in-law. Seeing Master Xiao and the others, Ye Chen quickly saluted. No matter how strong he is still a junior. Ye Chen, you are finally back. Lanyan and the others have talked about it countless times. Palace Master Xiao smiled. For 7 years, Zi Lanyan and the others did not continue to practice, that would be too tiring. Ye Chen smiled and said, Father-in-law, your strength has improved a lot, you are almost at the 5-star immortal level. Palace Master Xiao's talent is actually pretty good, and he also gets a lot of resources. Nowadays, a perfect 4-star cultivation level is normal. In terms of combat power, the Master of Xiao Palace has naturally reached the 5-star immortal level. In the July universe, his strength can be increased 7 times, and his combat power is close to 6-star perfection. Good. Palace Master Xiao said with a smile. Finding a son-in-law like Ye Chen was, in his opinion, the most correct decision he had ever made in his life. It turns out that he only has the strength of an ordinary Liuli realm, and his cultivation is not even at the Liuli realm level. Now he is so powerful in the July universe. Ye Chen, it's a rare reunion, I'm going to cook. Concubine Shu said with a smile. Her cultivation level is much lower, but she already has a 4-star immortal level cultivation level. Mother-in-law, you are about to give birth. How can I keep you busy and let Lan and the others cook? Ye Chen smiled. Yes, let's do it. My husband hasn't eaten the food we cooked for a long time. Enlangxiu and the others spoke one after another. Concubine Shu chuckled and said, I am a practitioner, so I am not so squeamish. Let alone cooking, as long as the battle is not too fierce, I have no problem. Concubine Shu said so, but Enlangxiu and the others would not let her cook. Enlangxiu and the other girls started working together, each cooking 2 or 3 dishes. It didn't take long for a table of sumptuous delicacies to be placed on the table. Father-in-law and mother-in-law, I will come back before the child is born. Ye Chen smiled. Ye Chen, your own safety is the most important thing. Don't force it. Palace Master Xiao said solemnly. Ye Chen nodded. System, sign in 3 times. After dinner, Ye Chen accompanied Enlangxiu and the others for a walk in the Hanjian Palace. Sign in by the way. Ye Chen was looking forward to this check-in. At least the system has just been upgraded, and he has accumulated luck for 7 years, and his strength has also improved.